What if I go real? Oh shit. That should dong twice. Oh, see, did you see that? 2 dongs don't make it right, just so you know. Here we go. Oh yeah, right. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, back in the basement for more South Park action. I think it's time to clean the subway. Yeah, so like I mentioned before, mine's blue. I did read that someone else is blue. Most of the other ones I think I have noticed were clear, but this is what it looks like now. And because of the thickness of it, it's in practically perfect condition. I don't think there's any chips or cracks, so that's pretty sweet. Good job on Sega for doing that. I just added another coat of clear to the back, and then I accidentally rubbed my finger across the front, and sure enough it started raining sawdust on the front as well, so I added a layer of clear coat to that as well. Got a little bit maybe excess in that corner there. Yeah, so that should kind of solidify that zone and hopefully prevent some wear. If I want, I can install the clippies on the front and back. I don't have them, I haven't ordered them, but I could. So I haven't quite decided on that yet, but that might be sufficient. We'll see. Okay, now I gotta clean my fingers, they're sticky. I've got one of my cat's hairs somehow stuck to my finger now. Anyway, so, oh yeah, I guess before, there's my clear coat brush. Okay. Before we go too much further, look what I got in the mail. Another package. Now this, I know what this is. I looked at it briefly. And here, let me look without you seeing. The name of the person is, shout out to Paul Policier. To Paul P. That's who I'm shouting out. Thanks, man, for these plastics. Now, let's see what they look like. I connected to him through Pinside, and honestly, it said on the front plastics and stickers, and I didn't really realize there was stickers involved. What? Are you serious? There's Target decals? No way. I didn't even know I got Target decals. Holy poop. I know someone reached out to me on Pinside looking for the Christmas wreath Target decal, but looks like I don't have one of those for you. Otherwise, I would have hooked you up. But I did point you out to a good lead on that on Pinside. Someone was reproducing these, it looked like. So, you know what? I wonder, is this original or is this the reproduction? Oh, sorry. These look original. I mean, they look original. So that's kind of cool. So, nice to have spares. And then, what are all these? Just little cool... Are these part of the playfield anywhere? I didn't think they are. Maybe they are. Where would they be? I don't think they are. Do you think they are? Because why would there be a decal of just nothing? These guys just kind of look like promotional stuff. Chef. And then I got all the plastics to go as well, which is pretty sweet. No chef plastic, but I got, yeah, this is all cool stuff. Spare set of slings. All right, there's that. But yeah, I don't know what these decals are for, just for fun. Because I don't see anywhere on the playfield where they would go. or on any of the plastics or ramps. And then there's nothing left over here. Oh, I forgot I had a plastic over here. Good thing it's not broken. I had to go order another one. Okay, so this, gotta remember all the hardware for my Subway. But yeah, that's a fun little package. Cool. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work and see what I can accomplish. Alright, so I've made myself a little test rig because sometimes when I had this set up and we were playing and we hit Kenny, the ball would drop. You know, this is the Kenny zone here, travel down, it's supposed to hit that switch, and then come down, fall into the Cartman vertical up kicker, which is right here. Trend would register that switch. The thing is, sometimes you would hit Kenny and it would, I think it would not give a Kenny hit, but it would give a Cartman hit. That is the Cartman shot, right? That saucer is called the Cartman shot, I'm pretty sure. But I'm calling it the Cartman shot. So you would go in here, supposed to hit Kenny, and instead you would collect a Cartman shot. So that leads me to believe that this switch is being intermittent. Okay, let me set that test rig back up. Apparently it can't withstand the weight of a pinball. Obviously it's probably not the best setup here. Okay, that isn't gonna work, Michael. All right, but oh look, ball's stuck to the magnet. What I'm gonna do though, I'm not gonna quit on that just yet. I hooked it up. Oh, there. I thought I hooked it up to the wrong connector. Is actually the right connector, but that's fine. If I had plugged that into that connector, then the display would say it's that switch when I was actually registering that switch. Anyway, what I'm going to do here, I'll try and do this one-handed just for fun. If I can't, then I will have to just coin door is open, but my interlock switch I had pulled out. Okay, let's go into switch test. What I want to know is if that switch is being intermittent. We can try it without the ball for now. What if I go real? Oh shit. Okay, apparently I'm gonna need a couple hands for this test rig to work. Anyway, I just want to make sure that this switch is registering properly. I'll wiggle the connectors because I'm pretty sure this was being intermittent before. So maybe I'll have to reflow the wires or check on the diode. And so that's what I'm working on. I'll make sure that switch is nice and consistent before I clean all this and then install it. So that's what's going on right now. Okay, here's what I've discovered. This is not going to be easy with one hand, but I don't know if you can hear the switch test donging, telling me that that works good. But look at this. When I drop the pinball like that, the switch registers. But if I try and do it with my finger, it just don't work. Only with the ball, it registers. So maybe the fact that it's registering twice could be part of the problem. I've tried to bend the switch a little bit already, but to no avail. But I don't know just how much of a drop. I mean, even from here, that registered it. From here, didn't. That did. Oh, sorry, you can't see. That registered. That registered it. So I think I'm going to try and find the sweet spot where it still registers going down, of course, but not when the ball drops onto it. because that might be part of the problem. I mean, I don't know for sure yet, but that's definitely a thing. Whoa. Alright, cleaned up the subway. I'm done messing with the switches. You know, I won't know if it works perfectly or not until really it's all set up, so enough messing with it in my quote-unquote test rig. But definitely way cleaner and way bluer. It's actually a really cool blue. Yeah, they should have made more upper ramps out of that color instead of subways, but alright, I guess it's time to install this thing. Alright, I got the subway installed, and what I decided to do is just install screws at the, you know, all the kind of ends and middles. I only installed 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 screws out of the 23, just so that I can make sure it's fully working before I, you know, in case I have to remove it again. So, smart one, Michael. I don't have to install all 23 screws. I just did about 5 or 6, and then I can test it. Then when I'm finally satisfied, I will put the rest in. So that's where I'm at. Alright, let's try this subway test again. We're in switch test. Drop the ball in here. Okay. I bet you this is going to register as soon as I drop it. Oh, it didn't. Okay, so there's 3 switches that it passes over. One is the Kenny switch. Okay, right around here. Then one is the Cartman switch, which is right around there. And then the third one is that VUK switch. So, let's drop this in. See if 3 switches register. Let's pay attention here. Under trough Kenny. Second one I didn't read quite as well. It said VUK. Maybe it was like VUK entrance. Trough Kenny, under trough SV. Oh. I think what happened is it maybe skipped that Cartman switch. Maybe that's my issue. Under trough SVUK. So SVUK is Super VUK. Oh, maybe this switch isn't registering again. I was having issues with that before. Okay, that I think is, I already knew about that issue. That is this switch here. I got a new one just in case. I know it works, it's just fits into a little groove right there. Can you see? Let's zoom in. And I found sometimes it wasn't settling in that groove very well, but it does work. Can you hear that? But look, it kind of wants to be centered better. It moves, and when it moves, that's when it stops registering, I think. So let's pop this back in there. See, that did not register. That's not registering. But if you look, you can see it's not centered. So I'll move it over into the center. Now, it's in the groove. But I still don't have high hopes for it. That's part of the problem. Now, maybe that's the entire problem, but why would, if this switch registers and this switch registers and this doesn't, why would that give you credit for Cartman? So let's try this one more time. Kenny, and then Cartman, which is, here, let's hit this. So it's called under trough SVUK. That's the one in the Cartman hole. What does the other one read as? just SVUK because it's not the trough. Let's push down on that. Yeah, look at that. It's being all dumb. Doesn't even want to register. There we go. That's called just straight up SVUK. Okay. So this is under trough VUK switch here, and then SVUK switch there. So appears as though Kenny and SVUK work fine. I mean Kenny and under trough. Under trough Kenny, under trough SVUK. And then the last one not working. Okay. So I still don't understand how that would, if that fails, then the ball just doesn't kick up. That's what's happened during gameplay. Just goes in there and nothing happens. Your game's over. I adjusted it to the point where it was working for a while, but obviously it's failing again. So maybe I'll install that switch. That still does not make any sense to me how I get Cartman shots, credit going in the Kenny hole. So those two switches on the subway seem to be working fine. Anyway, I guess I'm going to check on the Super VUK switch and see what I can do about that. Okay, so I disassembled this switch from here, the VUK, and I'm testing it in switch test. Actually, you can see. I have found occasionally, see it's closed now, but it didn't give me a ding dong. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, there. So when there's a solid dot, then it's saying it's closed. Okay, let's close it. I swear I've closed it a couple times. See how I did that? But maybe I didn't let it. Oh, that's why it didn't register, because I like open and close it so quick. It doesn't have time to unregister it. Gotta wait for the dot to disappear and then close it. I was like, sometimes it's not registering, but if I go open and close really quick, the CPU hadn't had time to register that yet. I don't know if you can see that dot back there, but so as long as I let that dot on the display disappear, the switch works every friggin' time. So I think it is kind of like an adjustment of the switch, trying to stay in that little groove. Here's the groove right there. Can you see that right here? It's a very awkward design, considering this thing has a little, you know, it can move back and forth a little bit. Look. See that? Nothing's happening. What happened there? Oh. What happened there? It stopped working. Well, that's kind of good news. Maybe this is hanging on by quite a little thread there. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure if I want to trust this switch, but it's easy enough to access. Just lift the playfield, remove the two screws, and boom, you have perfect access to it. So it's completely dead right now. Let's just make sure some other switch works. Yeah. Nothing. Let's try and hold that on there better. I killed it. I killed Cartman. Well, technically the SVUK. Okay, well, I don't know if I want to trust this switch or not. The reason is that I'm not so sure I want to use this other one is because it's not exactly the same. The arm is a little bit longer. Let's try and line that up. The arch is a little bit different. Doesn't arch as high. But in theory, that might go into the groove, like so. Maybe a little better. You know what I mean? It might not be such a bad thing. So, we'll see. To switch the switch or not switch the switch? That is the question. You guys are so silly. How did you not notice that the wire, the second wire, broke off? You guys didn't even notice that. You're sitting there noticing that I didn't notice it, but you didn't notice it. So, maybe that was the problem all along. I think I'm just going to redo those wires on that tab and then see how that goes. And then if it doesn't go, then I'll switch the switch. Okay, look at that. Much better. I turned up the volume a notch so maybe you can hear the bong, but I haven't tested this yet. Let's see if it works better now. Okay. Yeah, I don't give it enough time to unregister. Wonder if that works with other switches too. Let's try like this switch here. Just closing it. Look at that. Why can I do it on that switch, but I can't do that on here? They're different style switches. Do I have another one of those style switches somewhere? Because the one I was doing that with is one of these guys. Little micro body. Oh, trough switches? No, they're micro switches as well. Is there another one of these style switches somewhere? Weird. I think I'm gonna maybe jumper this switch to the other new switch and see if the behavior changes. I highly doubt that though. It would be fun to see somewhere if there's another one of those bigger style switches. Wait, I know where there's one. Voila. Let's see if the start button behaves the same. Why can I do that on that? Not on the other one. Interesting. Okay, I'll just attach the darn switch, see if it makes any difference, and go from there. Alright, so I installed the switch, and it's not working consistently. Don't like it. I don't know if this is just kind of... I tried to bend it to make it better. Didn't help. I don't know, this just kind of slips underneath the whole circular thing and then the ball doesn't register it. So, took off the bracket, kept the wires on this switch, but I got the new switch installed, and, alright, sorry, got the ball here. Listen closely. It's working, except I just thought of something. I have to test this with the playfield down to see if the ball has enough weight to actually push that switch down. Make sure it's working with the playfield down. But so far, I'm liking it because it doesn't matter if that switch is aligned in the groove or not. And if it doesn't matter if it's aligned in the groove and it still registers, then I think that might be a recipe for success. Trying to line this up so that it's in the groove just is not working. It is not working. It always slips out. So let me put the playfield down. I'll be right back. Alright, playfield is down. Here we go. There's our switch. Looks pretty comfortable where it is. Uh-oh, get back here. Alright. Did that work? It didn't work. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't connect the wires. Oh my god. I love being so shenanigans for your viewing pleasure. Isn't that awesome? All right, how about I connect the wires? Oh, I can just jumper them on and I'll be right back. All right, just jumpered the old switch to the new switch. I'm gonna lower the playfield and we'll try that again. Okay, we're in switch test. We want to see subway, VUK, and then VUK. Here we go. I think it might have worked. But let's just do this by itself. Can you hear it donging? That should dong twice. Oh, see, did you see that? Yeah, two dongs. Two dongs don't make it right, just so you know. Oh boy, oh boy. Shenanigans at its finest. I think in this case, two dongs does make it right, though, so I'm going to hardwire that, and I'm so glad that I bought that. I was like, it's a freaking $13 US switch. I'm like, there's no way. That's redonkulous. $20 probably with all your tax and exchange and fees and all that shipping crap. But this is the best $20 I spent on this machine so far. Well, that's not necessarily true, but it's a good $20. Alright, there it is. The new switch is installed. I'm done testing it for now, because I think we're good. So, I'm going to move on to the next thing, which is going to be installing the Kenny optos, because I want to test Kenny. In order to do that, I got to deal with that. What the? That's one of the connectors that goes to the Kenny Kenny opto board. That is really rough. I don't know if I probably can reuse this connector, unless I have Molex style that will work. Because I didn't have the Molex style that worked for those little tiny ones for the stand-up targets, but yeah, I think just a standard Molex connector should work there. So I am going to repin that connector, probably tighten up these screws, maybe reflow the optos, although I did test this board and it works fine. I cleaned the optos, maybe reflow the headers, just try and bulletproof this board set. Although the good thing about it is that it's actually pretty easy to remove from the machine if there are any issues. 2 connectors and 2 screws, and out it is. Out it goes. So I gotta fix the connector first and then install that, and then maybe we'll be able to test the Kenny mech. Alright, I found a little 3-banger in the bottom of my connector pile. Oh, here's another. Oh, that's a 2-banger, but it's been hacked on both sides. This, I think, has only been hacked on one side, so it's got one nice brand new edge, and then I shaved this down. So we got 2-pin connector, and it's got the little ramp on it, and I mean, there we go. So that'll work. I just got to get some wires into there now. Alright, one done. Basically, I had to cut the wire, which is looped, and stick the 2 ends into one pin, which is always a little bit of a challenge, but I think that's going to hold up. I should give it a little extra tug just to make sure. I already did, but I'm going to try again just to make sure it's on there nice and good. Then, time to deal with this red wire disaster. Alright, here's some of the old crappy red wire that I cut out of the equation. Some new red wire that I added to the equation. And this is what it looks like so far. Voila. Made them a little bit longer, because why not? And now I just gotta add a pin, pop it into the connector, and that should be good to go. Alright, there we go. Connector is complete. That looks a lot better. And should also function a lot better, as long as my squeezing two wires into one terminal worked out okay, which I feel like it should. It'll be pretty easy to decipher if I didn't do a good job. The Kenny optos will simply not work. And I will suspect this connector first and foremost. So, we could actually plug it in and give it a test. One moment. Alright, check that out. Transmitting LED is illuminated, so that's a good start. But before I test that, I want to try the old rapid fire maneuver on this switch. Remember? The whole rapid fire? Let's see if that works or not. No, just doesn't do it on that switch. That's just a one shot at a time switch. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Alright. Oh, that's what that LED is for. So the red LED on the top is letting you know whether the switch is closed or not. Oh, neato. That way, I guess if you're wondering if your Kenny opto is working properly, that helps you to diagnose it. Oh, neato. Okay. So what I got to do is grab both hands and kind of wiggle everything around and wiggle my connectors and make sure that it still works. Although I haven't reflowed the headers yet. I should actually do that next. But I just wanted to test that first. So far, so good. Okay, I think we're at the point where we can finally test the Kenny mech in gameplay now that the subway's installed and the optos are installed. Here's one fun thing. When the ball does land in the Super VUK, I don't have the wire form on, so it's just going to kind of like shoot out into the air, and I'm going to have to try and catch it so it doesn't break anything. Maybe I really should put this on a tripod, because that could be entertaining. And I would need to be able to focus on that ball. But, this is Pinball Shenanigans. We don't need to mess with tripods right now. Okay, so we want to activate Kenny and see what happens with the side-to-side action. That is kind of like the whole point of this. So, here we go. Oh yeah, right.
Hello there, children.
The ball, I forgot, I don't have this trough lid on either, so there. Is that happy? Is that happy? Okay. So then,
What the hell are you?
up kicker, kick the ball up into the friggin' cabinet. Okay, so let's pretend we're firing, we're hitting a skill shot, and now we're going into Kenny. Let's see what happens. Whoa, 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 I missed. Did you see that? Okay, let's watch the motion of Kenny, and then make sure we catch the ball. It's a little hard to do both, I gotta tell you. 3 things. Filming, watching, and I should do this before ball search kicks in. And catching. Well, I think it might be okay. Hey, I don't think I got any, Cartman progress. Oh, look. Kind of rocking hard to the one side, but maybe not so much the other side. Oh look, those flashers. I just noticed them now. Okay, let's do that and see what happens. What's happening? Oh, Kenny's dying.
Oh my God, they've killed Kenny! Yeah!
Oh, I missed that one. Ooh, right into the shooter lane. Okay, I got it. Oh, he started moving. Alright, I'll drain. I'll drain. Wait, don't kick a ball up. It's going to kick a ball up. Alright, there we go. Put that in the shooter lane. Okay, so whoa, it auto launched. Okay, I gotta check. Okay. That ball, I have no idea where that ball went. It's long gone. Alright, I have spares. Okay, that was precarious indeed. But I think Kenny might be fine moving back and forth. Whoa, I do that every friggin' time. Come on. I think my VUK switch is working. I think I'm not getting free Cartman hits. And I think I'm pretty happy about all of that. So, I guess the next thing I could do is probably install Kenny. Also notice that, this wood's a little chewy too, so I'm going to clear coat all of that. I wish I thought of that before in installing the subway, because I kind of want to clean it up, and all that's going to get into the subway. So I'll just have to have my vacuum or on the go while kind of rubbing this area down, and then I'll clear coat it so that it kind of tries to. Do you think the clear coat will actually prevent a steel ball from doing anything? I don't know. It kind of feels like it's sort of gluing the wood particles together a little bit, so maybe it will. But you can see the shavings just from touching. It needs to be sealed, so I'm going to do that. But I might save that for when I think I'm done for the day. This is dried up quite well. Well, has it? I haven't actually touched it, but yep, seems okay. And it's not raining sawdust into the subway, so that's cool. And there's the subway on either side. Pretty neat to see it all coming together like that, how it's designed. So I think I'm going to take the vacuum, stirring up some dust everywhere, working on this thing. And yeah, maybe clean this up. That might be my next thing. Yeah. Alright, I'll first start with the Kenny flasher and Kenny bulb, but look what I noticed. We got some issues there. It's not surprising, it's a common area that gets whacked, so I'll have to figure out a solution for that. I don't know if I'm going to want to add wire or what, but I'll start by taking off the zip tie and seeing if I can bring this lamp socket into surgery. Hey, my solder robot man is finally going to come in handy here. He's got a little piece of wire, so I got to extend this guy a little bit. And yeah, he's giving me a helping hand so I can actually film that too. Isn't that cute? Uh-oh, I got to get nice straight solder so my shrink tube fits over there. Alright, I needed to extend that wire just a smidge, but the orange wire was fine. So that's what's going on. Alright, these wires are all bandaged up. Now I just gotta test. I can plug this in underneath the playfield, throw it in flasher test and lamp test and make sure that it's all good. And then I can install Kenny. It's been a long road to installing Kenny, but we're getting closer. Okay, that's about all the time I've got. I gotta figure out now that I removed both bulbs which one is a flasher and which one is regular, or if they're both supposed to be flashers or what. I'll have to check the manual on that. Just because what was in there doesn't mean that is what was correct, but I'll be going LED, of course. And the last thing is I added some clear coat to the Cartman hole and some more to the Kenny hole all around. Try and seal that in pretty good. Hopefully that'll last some time. And that is about all I've got for today. Starting to get there. A lot of little tedious electronics and miscellaneous stuff, but eventually it'll come together pretty quick once I got my plastics and dealt with the you know, the stuff I've been dealing with. So it's getting there. And yep, well, that's the end of that one. Thanks for watching.